Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today it's a quick update on our mini project. As you can see, it's still on the rotator, but the new floor is in. So let's take a bit more of a deeper look at what I've been up to. So, as I said, I've been getting the new floor is now in, and if you remember the old floor, and if you look at some of the previous videos, you'll certainly notice that there were a lot of holes all over it. The sills were completely rotten away, and it was generally a complete and utter mess. So, putting the new floor in was the best decision to have made with this, and it was a challenge and a half to get in, purely because of its weight more than anything. So we had the car completely upside down on the rotator, and three of us lifted it into position several times, in and out, just to make sure we got it in the right place, and everything thankfully lined up pretty quickly, straight off actually, which was really good. So it again helps to ensure that there's very little, if any, twist in the bodywork with the amount of work that's had to be done, because obviously we've done the whole back end, so we've got a whole new boot floor, rear valance in there, there's a new inner wing, so where we are with it now is the sides are welded on and the back end is welded up and it's plug welded to the boot floor. The fillet pieces are also in. They need all the welds need grinding back on it yet, still to do that, but we've still got the front end to do. So the front end, putting it back to one of the few remaining original panels of this car, is still to do. So what we're going to do at this end is, through some of these spot weld holes, we're going to re-drill right through into the new floor, and we're going to nut and bolt and pull it all together so it squeezes it together, because you can't get a welding clamp in there. So the next best thing is to bolt it together, and so we won't obviously be bolting every one, it'll be every other one, and we'll just squeeze it all together, get it all really nice and tight both sides, and then we'll weld the bits that we can weld, and then we'll take all the bolts out and weld up those holes, because that is essentially the only way we're going to get that on there. But the sheer fact I'm more pleased with is that it has actually just lined up with everything that it needed to line up with. So we're getting good progress on this, and once we've got this bit welded up and I've managed to grind all the welds back, we're pretty much ready to start looking at getting a bit of paint on and a seam sealer. There is a few smaller jobs to do, but this will be the last major welding section on it to get finished and completed, which will be a fantastic position to be in. And then, like I said, we can get the anti-rust paint on there, we can get it all seam sealed and all set up and everything, and eventually we can get it back on its wheels, get the doors on, get the new boot lid, get that fitted, and essentially we've then got a shell that's ready to go to the paint shop when the paint shop's ready to take it. So we're very close to getting this done, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if the weather stays pretty good, we'll get it completed, ready for paint around Christmas time. I say weather-wise, we're in a carport, quite a bit of wind comes through here, so wind, rain, it's getting cold as well, and daylight, so there's a few things there which may slow a bit of progress, but certainly we'll get a lot of the work done as quickly as possible, and hopefully, like I say, we'll be done for Christmas. So there we go. And of course, just in case you didn't think I had enough work to do, the 1967 MGBGT has returned from the paint shop, so I'm very slowly starting to put this back together as well, which I'm hoping to have done and completed around March, springtime, Easter next year, which will be really good to do, get this one finished and back to its owner. There's obviously a lot of work to do to get it back together, but we're just going to go through it slowly and steadily. So some of the videos in the next few months or so will be on this, putting it back together. So we've got the brake lines to go in, fuel line, fuel tanks going in. Most of the suspension is actually already in. Obviously we've got the engine, to go in here, and that all needs sorting out yet as well. Then obviously there's the trim and everything, so there's quite a bit to go back in on here. So it's going to be busy. This channel is possibly going to be quite busy over the next few months or so as well, which is going to be great, to hopefully give you guys some good and useful information on working with classic cars. So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to give us a good old thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, because it really does help us out quite a bit. So until next time, happy classic motoring.